Reach for my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the...
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jacob, also known as Pick Management, back here with Mark, the Wagering Wizard, off a 4-2 night. He just can't quit winning. And it's a good thing because I seem to have forgotten how to. So, yeah, we are glad to be back for another episode of the NHL Betting Insiders. We have a show full of best bets for you guys today. We'll talk a little playoff hockey and some stuff like that. But before we jump into today's slate, I got to tell you guys about a couple of tools every bettor needs in their toolbox. If you are looking to take the next step in your pro betting career, you need to check out the Juice Drill app. They are totally going to set you up for everything you need to be a pro bettor. Get your picks verified, tracked, get analytics and insights into how you wager. They really important to develop yourself as a better bettor. And you can also now sell your picks directly through Juice Drill, get paid out right through the app. It is unbelievably streamlined, so make sure you check out the Juice Drill app. And if you guys want to learn how to build successful betting models like Mark, you need to check out the Rhythm app. Rhythm is a totally free app to sign up for that teaches you how to build sports betting models. They do it in the easiest, simplest way possible. That can usually sound like a really daunting task to someone that has no experience in it whatsoever, but that is exactly who Rhythm is made for. It is for the unexperienced model builder to become a pro. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. Make sure you check out Juice Drill and Rhythm. But Mark, you've been killing it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hand things over to you so people can keep winning and stop losing with me. So.
Right. Well, listen, hopefully that turns around and we get everybody on firing on all cylinders. I've got two plays actually over in the Europe leagues. We're going to go to the Czech Republic, the Extraliga. This is the first match between Sparta Prague and Olasari Trinec. And we're going to go with Olasari under 0.5 goals here in the first period. It's a little juicy. It's minus 150. Olasari has been held under this line in 4 of their last 6 matches. They have not scored in the first period against Sparta Prague at all this season. So I really like the spot here for Sparta to start the series off. This is the semifinal. So they'll be starting off the series. They want to get out to an early lead and look to hold Trinec at bay, at least for the first 20 minutes.
Great stuff. Mark has been smashing these first period under bets. He's been gutsy. He took it with the Florida Panthers the other day. That cash, So
yeah, that was last night.
Just last night that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you've been giving out quite a few first period unders, which is just so gutsy. I don't have the fortitude for that. So
to be honest with you, it's not. If it wasn't for that model and the database and allowing me to really target specific goalies and teams that really align really well for a first period under. I love first period unders because first of all, they're usually at plus money or close to it. But I also enjoy it simply because I really get to target on teams that are very susceptible to the under, as well as goalies who are just lights out on defense and can really hold a team at bay for the first period.
Yeah, and being able to have something like that model to identify those situations for you, it must be so nice.
Oh, it does make life a little easier, that's for sure. The second play I have is we're going to go to Finland. The SM Liga is kicking off, and this is a match between Pelicans or the Pelican Latte. They're in the 7th leg of a 3-3 series, so this is it. They're on their home ice. I'm taking Pelicans to get this done at minus 145 against a little juicy. They're the number 3 seed. They're looking to close this out. They got off to a rough start. They were down 0-2. They've come back. I just like them on their home ice here to get things done. So that's what I've got internationally.
All right.
Coming back to the NHL, we are going to go with the Anaheim-Calgary game. And there's really no easy way to handicap a game like this where you have both teams who are, Anaheim's season is over with as far as anything left to play for. Mm-hmm. Calgary is hanging on they're in this kind of a meandering stage. So the one thing that I really think we can take advantage of is the goalkeeping. With I gotta make sure I get this correct. With Gibson in goal, Gibson's giving up 5.81 goals a game in his last 4 road starts. He's 0-4. I just think this is a great way to target a team that's expected to lose and give up goals without paying a lot of juice for it. So I'm going to take Calgary race to 3 here at -135.
I love that. Gibson has just been a dumpster fire this last few weeks, last month. In Calgary, who still has some stuff to play for. I haven't really believed in this Calgary team all year. And part of the reasons why, they're 34-5. Like complete middle of the road team. When I think of average NHL hockey, I think of the Flames.
Right.
I really like that they have been able to play better when playing against worse competition. And right now, Ducks are up there with, some of the worst. So, I like the Flames to not only get a win here, but race to 3. I think we could see Anaheim maybe just have like a goal or 2, if that. So I really like a low scoring game here. But I like even lower scoring from the Ducks. So
yeah. And TJ makes a great point: is that teams start to ease, especially these teams that are playoff bound, playing teams that are not playoff bound. They do tend to ease their superstars into the game because what they're really trying to do is build up the inexperienced, the guys who have been sitting the bench and waiting for their shot. Trying to ease them in, give them some experience, get them some of that. So in the off chance that, there is an injury or something where they have to go into the playoffs, they're not going in cold. They at least have some experience playing in that first period against some pretty tough lines.
Yep. Good stuff.
So then my next play is the one I have is for the Washington Buffalo game. And talk about two teams that we were just talking about. Washington right now is in a fight for their lives for the wild card spot. They've got Detroit, who is just right there with them neck and neck. Buffalo is one of those teams that has started to ease into the fact that their season's over with and their playoffs hopes are gone. And so I really think I'm backing here the Capitals on the money line at +110. And I just think that, I'm putting all of my eggs in the Washington Capitals basket simply because Buffalo has been so hit or miss. Washington has something to really play for, while Buffalo doesn't, is to be polite. So, I'll back the team that has something to gain off of this game, and I'll go with Washington.
For sure. That's kind of been the theme that we've been talking about, not just here, but on the NBA betting insiders too, that as the season is winding down, it's about identifying the teams that have stuff to play for against teams that don't, especially, good teams with stuff to play for against bad teams with nothing to play for. That's an even better scenario. But this Buffalo team, about like a month ago, we were talking about them being, red hot. They were playing great hockey, and they have really just taken a nosedive once they realize that their season is over. Me, not a Capitals fan, so I hate to see him win. I'm a Pittsburgh guy, so, I hate to see them have real success. But they are 11-4 straight up their last 15 versus Buffalo, 6-3 straight up their last 9, 6-1 straight up when playing at Buffalo. Let me say it. 6-1 straight up when playing on the road versus Buffalo, so at Buffalo. Washington has had their number. So it looks like I will be riding with you on this one too.
All right. And that's all I've got.
All right. I have a few more for today. I'm going to this Florida versus Montreal game, and I am taking the under. I have been looking more towards some Florida unders just because you've been putting me on, kind of like the under path lately. I'm usually more of an over better, just in general, like across all sports. I hate taking unders, but you have made me a little bit of a sharper better, Mark, and so has your model. So I've been getting a feel for when to look out for some things. And this Florida team, just 2-7 their last 9 straight up. They have owned Montreal recently, 7-0 their last 7. They are 16-4 the last 20 road games, but we have seen the under hit in 15 out of the last 20 games versus the Atlantic. So, when they, are playing in that region, we do see them to trend towards the unders. But it's really the story of Montreal here. Under has hit in 5 out of the last 5 home games, 5 out of the last 6 overall, and then 6 out of the last 6 games versus the East have all gone under. So a lot of trends leaning towards that way. Florida just played last night, had a shootout 6-4 loss to Toronto. And we see Montreal winners of 3 out of the last 4, but and have not been allowing too many goals. They held Seattle, Colorado, and Philly to all to 1 goal, which is pretty impressive for this Montreal team. And I really think that Florida on tired legs isn't going to put up too much offense in this one, and I don't think Montreal has the firepower to back it up, back them up. So I like a low scoring game in this one.
Yeah, to your point, and Florida is on the second night of a back-to-back. They are 6-0-1 on the second nights of back-to-back. So I do like that to play into the Florida Panthers, at least for a victory, come out of there with the victory.
Under?
Say it again.
I'm sorry. You said they're 6-0-1 on second night of back-to-backs?
Yeah.
Interesting stat. So Florida 6-1-1 on the money line on second games of back-to-backs, but they're also 6-1 to the under on those back-to-backs.
Yeah.
So not only are they winning, but they're also having unders.
Yeah, they're keeping the home teams at bay. The other piece I like in this is that you've got, with the 2 goalies, Anthony Stolarz, because Bobrovsky played last night, you got Stolarz who's in goal tonight for him, the Panthers, I should say. He's got a 93.7 save rate. He's got a ridiculous 1.74 goal against average. Monteblanc is starting at goal for the Canadians, and at home he has been just dominant. He's got a 2.36 goal against average. He's 0-2 in his last 2 home starts, but both of these guys are just lights out. Both of these guys are over 50% to first period unders, so that might also be another play to look at for this game. But I really like the under coming in here.
All right. So moving on. So this is you're gonna laugh when you hear this one. So I'm taking the Blackhawks on the money line tonight. Yeah. Plus 215, I believe it's at. Plus 215. Listen, Islanders off a back-to-back just played a tough game last night versus Philly. Though they just lost. They've played, what is this? The 4th game in 5 nights for them. So, they've been on a busy schedule. This Chicago team, winners of 3 out of the last 4. They've been playing better hockey, been playing spoiler. And, with them off rest, with the Islanders playing on a back-to-back, not very good off a back-to-back.
They're winless. They're winless off of back-to-back.
Right? Like 0-9 on the season, something like that?
Yeah,
0-9 on a back-to-back, yeah. So I'm taking my shot here. Some people might think, the Chicago puck line might be better, but I want the plus 215 here. I got some units to make up, so I'm taking a stab at it. And I really think, honestly, I think that this Chicago team really does have a realistic chance of winning this game versus a tired Islanders team.
Yeah, and to your point, Chicago's one of those teams that their playoff hopes have been long gone, probably back since January, and they are in this, as they're kind of refocusing and looking towards next year. They're really giving their younger players who have a lot to prove. If they're going to be competing for playing time, they do have a lot to prove to the coaching staff and the front office. So they come out and they're firing, and they are just, they're trying to do everything they can versus teams where you don't see that. See San Jose Sharks, the Coyotes. You don't see that kind of development coming in with their younger players. I really like the spot for Chicago. Yep.
Cool. I'm glad you agree. I thought you're just gonna laugh in my face.
Not at all. Listen, when I saw it too, I go, I can't believe that I'm actually on the Chicago side on this one.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good price. Honestly, what kind of put me on that was that it was only 215. I feel like against anybody else, maybe even on a back-to-back, it would have been steeper. But
Right.
I think the books are kind of even like leaning that way with the number.
The only thing that scares me is you got the Islanders who are they're right there. Dare I say they're right there in the wings. They are right there with the Detroit Red Wings. And so they still have a little glimmer of hope that they could still make the playoffs, depending on what happens between the Capitals and the Red Wings and how all that sorts out, with their points. So that's the only hesitation I have, is that you have you have a Chicago team who's been playing so much better hockey than they have all season, versus a Islander team that might have a little something to play for here. Sure. But I still like Chicago to get it done.
If the Islanders were fresh, I probably wouldn't have taken it, but because they're on a back-to-back, that's what is making me take it. So I have one more play. I'm going to the Pittsburgh versus New Jersey game, and I hate to say it, but I'm on the Devils in this one. Just money line -163. Taking on a Pittsburgh team who just played last night. Honestly, winners of 3 of the last 4. Had some solid wins. Had a good win versus the Rangers, a good win versus Carolina. But they've played a lot of games, 4 and 5 days. This Devils team off a few days rest, like 3 days rest, just lost to Buffalo 5-2, but had some really convincing wins before that. A 6-3 win versus Toronto, a 4-0 win versus the Islanders. And I just think that at this point in the season, and I hate to say it, probably in their careers, this Devils team is better than Pittsburgh. In a lot of different areas. And I think that they have the pieces to get this done, especially taking on a Pittsburgh team on a back-to-back. I really like the Devils to get it done here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with
handicap.
you. I agree with you. I just think that Pittsburgh has been it's been a disappointing year for them.
You said it perfect. Pittsburgh's been that's the appropriate description of them. Yeah. I'm a Pittsburgh fan. That is my team. But they are looking old and slow. And I think it's time to make some serious changes, especially because I will say they are 1-9 straight up the last 10 on the road, 0-7 straight up versus New Jersey. Just so some trends to back this up too. The Devils have had their number in recent memory, and I think it happens again tonight. So, hey, why don't you go ahead and recap your plays and let people know where they can find you?
Fantastic. Yeah, so let's start with the first game that's kicking off here at 11:30 Eastern. So you have about 25 minutes to get this play in. We're going to take, in the Finland SM Liga, we're going to take Pelicans Latte over Helsinki, and it's at -145. We're going to jump over to the Czech Republic, and we're going to take Olasari Trinek under 0.5 goals in the first period. And then we're going to come back to the States for tonight. We're going to take Washington on the money line, and we're going to take Calgary race to 3.
Excellent. And where can people find you?
You can find me all over at Twitter, X, TikTok. It's at Better Days Ahead, BETTOR Days Ahead. There's a link there in my bio on Twitter to subscribe and sign up for the Wizards Almanac, which is a daily article that goes out. Has a free portion, a subscriber portion. The subscriber portion is going to get all of the AI-driven analytics from my model, the over-unders. I just, you know what? I forgot to pull those results up just for this. Hold on, let's say, watch this.
No problem.
Yeah, we went 6-2 on the over-unders last night. 6-2 on the money line predictions. So the simulations and the model has just been killing it. It's a self-learning AI model. So that's on the subscriber section. You get the goalie head-to-head matchup sheets, the whole thing. You can also get my daily article on my Twitter timeline. Or if you go to fansided.com under the NHL tab, you will see my best NHL team prop bet for the night.
Excellent. Yeah. AI-driven hockey models. Where else can you get that other than the NHL Betting Insiders and Mark's paid newsletter? It is excellent stuff. You guys are seriously missing out if you do not have that. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to go ahead and recap my plays for you guys, and we'll get you out of here. I'm on Florida Montreal under 6, the Blackhawks on the money line plus 215, and the Devils minus 163 versus the Penguins. You guys can follow me. Sorry, let me try that again. You guys can see me right here every day on the NHL Betting Insiders and the NBA Betting Insiders weekly on the MLS Betting Insiders show with Bradley Jacobs. Also betting the pitch Europe and UEFA with Soccer Ash. You can see TJ, aka the Canadian Capper, and Mark's weekend host on his new daily show In 5, a 5-minute daily betting show out in the mornings, right here on the Pick Management Network. Also, you can see Pyam, the Prince of Picks, his weekly look-ahead show, Jump Ball, is also out now, identifying good look-ahead spots in the NBA to bet. And you guys can follow me across all socials at Pick Management. This has been the NHL Betting Insiders. We will see you later.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different.